Scarface is much more than a gangster movie. It's a true cinematic masterpiece that took the world by storm in the early 80s and propelled the careers of several movie stars to the forefront. 1983 was a long time ago, and the stars of the biggest movie phenomenon of the time must have changed since then. Some have gone on to successful careers while other stars have faded away. Since we're on the subject, I bet you'd like to know what happened to Al Pacino, Stephen Bauer, Robert Loggia, and company since the release of the film. All you had to do was ask. Here we go! 1983 was a very successful year for Michael Aldridge, this American actor who started his career a little late in 1977 with the film Ruby. The actor played various roles in feature films before this famous year, where he played Robert Martin in Another Woman's Child, Big Ohio in The Sting 2, Bill Graham in V, or Mr. Cooley in I Want to Live. But the most brilliant and probably the most exciting role to play was that of George Sheffield, the greatest lawyer in Miami, albeit corrupt. Since Scarface, Michael Aldridge has appeared in series such as The Dukes of Hazzard, Almost Grown, or in TV movies such as Iron Eagle, Ghost Town, Night Walk, Robot Jox, or My Brother's Keeper. His career came to an abrupt end in 1996, a year before he died at the age of 56 in Los Angeles. Esteban Ernesto Echeverria Samson, known as Stephen Bauer, is an American-Cuban actor and film producer born in Havana, Cuba. The actor is best known for his role as Manny Rivera in Scarface, which made him a world-famous star. After having so brilliantly interpreted the role of Manolo Rivera, also known as Manny Ray, Tony Montana's best friend, who climbed with him to the top of the cocaine business in Miami in the early 1980s, Stephen Bauer has had a phenomenal career. He has appeared in Thief of Hearts, Buddy Double, Running Scared, The Beast of War, Gleaming the Cube, A Climate for Killing, Women of Desire, Terminal Voyage, Primal Fear, Wild Side, Stranger by Night, and a host of other notable films that have made him a true movie star. But since his appearance in A Dark Truth and 513 in 2013, Stephen Bauer has not made any more feature films and has only restricted himself to small work in television. The reason for this is unknown. His most recent appearance was in the 12th episode of the 18th season of NCIS. Too bad we still liked him on the big screen. Robert Loggia is unfortunately one of the stars of Scarface who disappeared since the release of the film and did not last long. Despite this, Salvatore Loggia, known as Robert Loggia, had a brilliant career in the cinema. Of Italian origin, Robert Loggia began very early in the cinema, but has known the fame only from 1983 with his role of Frank Lopez and his famous mustache, Cocaine Baron in Miami, which had a significant influence on Tony Montana, considered even as his spiritual master. Since 1983, you have probably noticed the mustache has jumped, and Robert Loggia has appeared in other notable films such as Independence Day, The Accomplices in the series The Sopranos, or in Jagged Edge, which earned him a nomination for the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor. Robert Loggia died at the age of 85 following Alzheimer's disease in Los Angeles after a final appearance in Independence Day Resurgence. If you ask a nomad or a person living in the most remote parts of the world if he knows Al Pacino, he will say yes, without even having to see the movie Scarface. And for good reason. The actor made such a sensation that his name still echoes in every movie studio in the world. Much more than an actor, a true legend who shook the American cinema, especially with his sensational debut in The Panic in Needle Park, in The Godfather 1 and 2, in The Scarecrow, and in Serpico. His acting talents were quickly confirmed, and Al Pacino easily became one of the best actors of his time. In 1983, he made the meeting of his life with Brian De Palma, who will entrust him with his most beautiful role, Tony Montana. Very quickly, he seduces everyone, and the actor becomes cult and requested from everywhere. He will return on the floors of The Godfather 3, as well as in several other films with leading roles such as Scent of a Woman, Carlito's Way, or Heat. He will then have a long career in hundreds of great films where he will not always be a sensation as in the time of The Godfather and Scarface, but his fame will never waver. He will also be seen in series such as Angels in America and You Don't Know Jack. In 2019, Al Pacino collaborates again with the greats and gets the lead roles in The Irishman by Martin Scorsese and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood by Quentin Tarantino alongside the sublime and indestructible Leonardo DiCaprio. Al Pacino will try in parallel in a career as a director and producer and will be awarded awards such as the Oscar for Best Actor in Scent of a Woman and the American Film Institute Live Achievement Award for his entire career. In 2008, he was even awarded the coveted Golden Marcus Aurelius at the Rome Film Festival. Meanwhile, Al Pacino had a daughter with Jan Tarrant and twins with actress Beverly D'Angelo. He had relationships with Diane Keaton, Martha Keller, and Lucilla Sola, and since 2019, he is in a relationship with actress Maytal Dohan. Marriage, it has never been his thing to him. It's simple. I do not think that another actress would have better interpreted the role of Elvira Hancock, once American girlfriend of Frank Lopez, became wife of Tony Montana. In the late 1970s, Michelle Pfeiffer was busy auditioning for the role and made her entrance into the big leagues in 1979 in Delta House and several other films where she played small roles. But her meeting with Brian De Palma will be a revelation because he will offer her her first important role, that of Elvira. The success is immediate. The career of the actress is propelled. It follows from then on great roles in different registers, including the medieval tale Lady Hawk in 1985 and in The Witches of Eastwick 2 years later, or in Married to the Mob, but not that much in 1988. That same year, she knows the consecration with Dangerous Liaisons, which will earn her a BAFTA award for Best Supporting Actress and a nomination for the Oscar for Best Supporting Actress. She will then have a very successful career as an actress and will be officially known for her talent and her pretty face, which has not lost its charm. Michelle Pfeiffer was the wife of Peter Horton before becoming the wife of David Kelly. Both had 2 children, including an adopted daughter. In 2019, the actress is trying her hand at perfumery and launching her eco-responsible perfume collection. We must believe that she had to leave her place to new movie stars and fade away with class. At this bearded goatee trimmed that all Hollywood knows so well, it seems that the 39 years have had no effect on it, nor on Mary Abraham. Well, to a few details. The actor of Syrian origin has often been confined to supporting roles, especially those of villains. Since his role as Omar Suarez in Scarface, which made him officially known, Mary Abraham has played in several successful films such as Amadeus, The Name of the Rose, Star Trek, Last Action Hero, Nostradamus, Loaded Weapon 1, or in the Grand Budapest Hotel. The actor received in 1985 the Oscar for Best Actor for his role in Amadeus. At the same year, a Golden Globe for Best Actor in a Dramatic Film for the same feature. His last appearances date from 2021 in Things Heard and Seen, where he plays Floyd De Beers, and in 2022 in the series The White Lotus. Otherwise, for the goatee, it is still in its place, if not that it is a little bushier than in Scarface. Do you recognize this killer look? Well, okay, we'll go back 39 years. Now you recognize it? I grant you, Margolis has changed a lot since the release of Scarface. He is known for playing Alberto the Shadow, Alejandro Sosa's personal bodyguard, and one of his best assassins alongside the Skull, being described as the best expert in elimination. His career has been littered with successes. He has made hundreds of films, but Scarface remains his greatest achievement. Margolis also played Antonio Napa in Oz, Felix Faust in Constantine, and Don Hector Salamanca in Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. The actor is now an old man of 82 years who leaves behind him a remarkable career. Who would have thought that the man who played Jon Stewart in The Little House on the Prairie is the same one who played the role of the crooked cop Mel Bernstein in Scarface? Well, Harris Yulin has had a brilliant career since 1983. playing in Training Day, Agent Sterling, Candy Mountain, Another Woman, Narrow Margin, Final Analysis, and Murder at 1600. You guessed it, Harris Yulin has a little penchant for gory scenarios decidedly. Little House on the Prairie was a turning point in his life. Today, the 84-year-old actor leaves behind him a very brilliant career and several awards and nominations, including the Lucille Lortel Award for Outstanding Director, the Obie Award for Best Performance, or the nomination for Best Supporting Actor in a Play. Nothing to regret. 39 years since Scarface, we can notice them on the features of Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio, alias Gina Montana, sister of Tony Montana. But we must admit, she is still as charming. Minor character but no less important in Scarface. Gina Montana found in Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio the perfect interpreter. Since 1983, a brilliant career and a more beautiful haircut have been added to the life of the American actress. We must admit that her haircut has improved significantly since then. Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio achieved international fame with her role in Scarface and then specially with her Oscar and Golden Globe nomination for her role in The Color of Money in 1986. She also appeared in Slam Dance a year later, in Murderous Calendar in 1989, and for her first female role in a science fiction feature film, Abyss by James Cameron. She was also seen in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, in the legal thriller Class Action, in Consenting Adults, in the romantic film Three Wishes alongside the illustrious Patrick Swayze, and in Two Bits, where she reunited with her sidekick Al Pacino. Her film career suddenly stopped in 2005 with Stories of Lost Souls, to turn mainly to television, where her last appearance dates back to 2018 with The Punisher. Otherwise, on the private side, the actress had time to marry director Pat O'Connor and have 2 children with him. The Puerto Rican actress Miriam Colon was known to the general public for playing the role of the disapproving mother of the actions of her son Tony Montana in Scarface in 1983. Since her beginnings in television, Miriam Colon interpreted several key roles on the American big screen in the early 60s. We cite in particular One-Eyed Jacks or The Appaloosa. But the consecration she will know it only in 1983 with the role of Mama Montana when she was only 4 years older than Al Pacino. Miriam Colon will then disappear again from the big screens to be satisfied with small roles on television. She will surface only from 1991 in City of Hope, then in The House of the Spirits, Lone Star, Gloria, The Blue Diner, and more recently in Top 5. During her lifetime, Miriam Colon was the ambassador of the theater in New York since she founded the Puerto Rican Traveling Theater. An ambassador much appreciated by Americans, since in 2015 she was honored with a National Medal of Arts by the American president in person, Barack Obama. An award that she added to the first, well-deserved Obie Award received in 1993 for the whole of her work in the off-Broadway theater. After a rather timid career but being no less brilliant, Miriam Colon bowed out at the age of 80, following a lung infection on March 3, 2017 in New York. Now tell us in the comments what you think of the actors of Scarface 39 years after the release of the film, and do not forget to subscribe and click here to watch another of our videos.